Welcome to today's Explainer. We're embarking on a pretty fascinating mathematical journey today. We are going to tackle what might look, at least at first glance, like a totally intimidating subject: breaking down complex quadratic equations. But here's the thing. We aren't just going to memorize a bunch of boring formulas. We're actually going to uncover the divine order hidden right inside of them. So let's dive right in.
Here is a quick look at our roadmap. We'll start with finding order out of chaos, then cover the zero product property, solving with the greatest common factor, and mastering trinomial factoring. Then it's your turn to practice, and we'll wrap up by looking at education with biblical morality. Starting right off with Section 1, Order out of chaos, finding patterns in the mess.
I absolutely love starting with this foundational idea. The scripture tells us let all things be done decently and in order. And just as that reminds us that God brings order to our lives, factoring teaches us that exact same discipline mentally. It literally trains us to take a really complicated, messy-looking math problem and just break it down step by step until it makes perfect sense.
Now you might be wondering, why does factoring even matter in the real world? Well, if you want to design a massive roller coaster or calculate motion along a curve for engineering, you're going to need quadratics. But honestly, beyond those practical applications, mastering this develops a really deep problem-solving confidence that's going to carry you through higher math and honestly, through life's challenges.
Moving right along to Section 2, the zero product property, unlocking the equation.
Okay, before we can solve anything at all, we have to set our target. Whenever we face a quadratic, our absolute first goal is getting our equation into standard form. That's ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Notice how it is perfectly equal to 0. That 0, it's completely non-negotiable. It is the rock-solid foundation for everything we're about to do. Think of it like this. Standard form is basically a tightly sealed box. You know for a fact there's something valuable inside, but you just can't see it yet. By factoring it into binomials, we're unpacking that box to finally see the answers hidden in there. And here's the magic. Because the whole thing is equal to 0, if we can make just one of those unpacked pieces equal to 0, boom, we've solved the puzzle.
Let's get into the mechanics in Section 3, solving with the GCF, or the greatest common factor.
We are going to tackle this first equation together, just to see how simple and completely logical this process can be. Our equation is 3x squared plus 6x equals 0. Just take a really close look at those two terms. What do they have in common?
Let's be methodical. Step 1, we pull out that greatest common factor. Both terms share a 3, and they both share an x. So we pull out 3x. That leaves us with 3x times the quantity x plus 2 equals 0. Now, step 2, we apply that zero product property we talked about. We set each part equal to 0. So 3x equals 0, or x plus 2 equals 0. Finally, step 3, we just solve for x in those two super simple equations.
And just like that, step by step, decency and order give us our result. We arrive cleanly at our two solutions, x equals 0 or x equals -2. And hey, if you plug either of those numbers back into our original sealed box, the equation bounces perfectly to 0. Ready for the next level? Section 4. Mastering trinomial factoring. It is time to unfoil the equation.
Here is our next challenge. X squared minus 7x plus 12 equals 0. It's already in standard form, firmly set to 0, so our target is locked. But wait, there's no single factor common to all three terms. So what do we do now?
Well, let's use our reasoning skills. Step 1, we patiently look for two numbers that multiply to our n number, which is a positive 12, but somehow add up to our middle number, -7. Think about it for a second. Those numbers are -3 and -4. So step 2, we write out our factored binomials. X minus 3 times x minus 4 equals 0. Step 3, we just solve each piece. If x minus 3 equals 0, then x is 3. And if x minus 4 equals 0, x is 4. So, the really crucial takeaway here is that our hard work and our orderliness pays off, giving us the clear solutions, x equals 3 or x equals 4. We took that three-part box, unpacked it into two really neat binomials, and revealed the answers right inside. Let's try one more example together, but this time with some mixed positive and negative signs, just to make sure you're fully prepared for anything. Solve x squared plus x minus 6 equals 0. Don't let the signs intimidate you. The ordered process remains exactly the same. We just carefully apply our rule again. Step 1. Find two numbers that multiply to a -6 but add up to a +1.
After a little thought, we find +3 and -2 fit the bill perfectly. Step 2. Let's unpack them into binomials. We get x plus 3 times x minus 2 equals 0. And step 3, solve each factor. If x plus 3 is 0, x is -3. If x minus 2 is 0, well, x is 2.
You've done it again. We've found the precise orderly solutions that satisfy the equation x equals -3 or x equals 2. See how incredibly manageable this is when you just refuse to panic and simply follow the proper sequence.
Now we're at section 5. Your turn to practice and build up that confidence.
All right, here are your 5 homework problems. Some of these are going to require the greatest common factor, and some will require you to unfoil a trinomial. Go ahead and grab a screenshot or write these down. I absolutely know you can tackle every single one of these by patiently following the exact steps we just practiced. Don't rush it. Embrace the order.
Finally, section 6. Education with biblical morality, looking at the Heroes Smart Academy philosophy.
We intertwine these concepts really intentionally. I mean, think about it. Education without a moral compass, it just leads to people who are smart, sure, but who use their intelligence to make bad choices that hurt themselves and others. What's the point of being highly educated if you lack character? On the flip side, an education anchored in morality brings true wisdom. You actually learn to solve problems in math and in life the right way.
This brings us to a really powerful promise found in Romans chapter 8. It tells us that keeping your mind spiritual ultimately brings a profound peace of mind. And honestly, this is exactly what we see when people engage with this kind of grounded learning. Math shouldn't bring you anxiety. When it's approached with a clear, spiritual, and orderly mindset, it literally brings peace.
So, as you go forth to solve those quadratic equations today, and as you build your confidence step by step, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. How will you use your beautifully ordered education to make choices that bring peace to your own life and to the world around you? Happy factoring, everyone. You've totally got this.